Wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are on the face of this very planet. This evening we welcome you slightly later than usual, but this is an emergency broadcast which we must bring to you considering what has been happening in Biafra land of late. Wherever you are, I welcome you by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, depending on where you are domiciled on this very planet, with the time now standing at precisely 2 minutes past 8 p.m. here in the United Kingdom. All of you listening, I welcome each and every one of you, and I will ask you to also do the same by informing your neighbors, informing your friends and your family, and making sure that everybody who is anybody capable of discernment, capable of understanding what we are passing through as a people, as a race, as a nation, must be glued to their listening device this very evening. As always, you can get us on a plethora of platforms. We are on Facebook. We are streaming live on Radio Biafra. We are also on www.radiobiafra.co. We are on ipob.org. We are also on biafratv.co. You can get us by tuning in to CHK 102.1, 102.2, 102.3, depending on what your relay station dial is. Please, this is a very important program. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. And by the very special grace of Chukwukika Biama Primi Henine, I will remain the servant of the people of Biafra until the end of time, because I will continue to serve you every blessed day until Biafra is restored and beyond. This evening, things are happening all over our land. The enemies have come in. The Janjaweed have taken over. Al-Majri is everywhere. Badly educated, badly tutored, and badly mannered soldiers are all over Biafra land, rampaging and pillaging as they go along. They are raping. They are sacking towns and communities with impunity and reckless abandonment. That is how sad things have become. That is how sad they are. And this evening we shall expose all of them one after the other. And we must also guide our people as to how we are going to perform tomorrow, or else we will live to regret it. It is very, very sad that some people have not learned any lessons at all. History is there to be learned, but we have not succeeded in learning anything. Instead, our stupidity and hopelessness is multiplying by the day. The likes of Chubika Mechi, the likes of Okora, who is now bringing his son-in-law to take over from him where he left off in service to Awosa Fulani. His little brother-in-law, or son-in-law should I say, is coming in to try and finish the work. Even those we thought were human beings, like Ifeanyi Uba, went to Lagos, is now campaigning for those that said that they will kill us if we don't vote for them. I don't know what has become of our people. Obiano is completely mad and a lunatic. He has actually brought in, people do not know this, but Obiano is wrecking Anambra State the way we know it. Things are happening, and tomorrow is an opportunity for us to lay down the marker to ensure that our people, those who are sensible, at least, or has something left in their skull, will be returned to office to ensure that our land is not secluded, that we are not completely cut off. This is something you must bear in mind. Some people think it is a joke. But what is happening now, the confirmation that is the military invasion of Niger Delta of the southern part of Biafra land, is a cause for serious concern. We must pray very, very briefly this evening to ask Elohim Chukwukika Biama to come to our rescue. Not just to come to our rescue without us doing anything. We must do something. And that thing is to ensure that all the criminals across Biafra land are not allowed to return to power. In Imo State, that there is no way any sensible human being can vote for APC. Neither are you going to vote for the party of Rochas Okorocha's son-in-law. It is impossible. Once you do it, we are finished. When it starts happening, as I warned you before, you didn't listen. When it starts happening, you will be the ones to be crying every blessed day, asking us what we're going to do about it, asking IPOB what we're going to do about it. Now is your time and your opportunity to do something across the length and breadth of Biafra land to ensure that the enemies don't come in, that Wike must remain in power in Rivers, that Udom Emmanuel must remain in power in Akwa Ibom, that the status quo must be maintained. Very, very important in those places. That the criminals, this new breed of wicked and evil men, are uprooted. The likes of Okezie, so all the things they've been doing to expose them tonight for the world to know. The same thing applies to Umahi. The same thing, all the governors of the southeast must be completely obliterated. If you allow them, we are finished. By the time I finish telling you what Obiano has been doing in our land, you will understand the need for us to ensure that these criminals are swept away from office. Not minding what they're doing with the military. But we must pray before we proceed, because I am very, very upset and disappointed. I don't want to go on without praying. Therefore, we must pray and bring Chukwukika Biama into our proceedings as always, that the will of Elohim be upon our lives, and that we may continue to do the work that we have been asked to come to do, because Biafra must come in our time. We are now suffering the consequences of not adhering to that divine edict, that Biafra is the only thing that can save us. Those in Niger Delta, they can now see it. Everybody's eyes now open. They can now see it very clearly. That those they were serving before have now come back to decimate them. But we cannot allow that to continue. On Pt.1 also, we must make sure that as Biafrans, our land is secure. We can't allow them to take over any part of Biafra land, be it south, or southeast. That will mean the end of us as a people. They would have encircled us, and once they encircle us, it's over for us. Understand, I warned you many years ago in 2015 about the Janjaweed Fulani Jihadi plan to triangulate our land. It's called triangulation. They took Imo State through Aboga Awasa, Okorocha, or Okorawasa, as we know him by. They wanted to take Rivers. Wike said no. They wanted to take Akwa Ibom and Udom. Emmanuel said no. Had they succeeded in getting Imo, Rivers, and Akwa Ibom, it is called triangulation. Some of you don't understand what it means. Go and research it. Go and read it up. Once they succeed in triangulation in our land, we are gone as a race. We are finished. We'll be like Yoruba. What happened in Kwara State will happen in our land. Before you know it, our land will be taken over by Fulani people. And then you'll be asking God, where were you when all these things were happening? We must look for what is happening to us now and resolve it this night, not even tomorrow. Because by this time tomorrow, it may be too late. By this time tomorrow, it may be too late. Now is our opportunity to send a very clear message to all those concerned that Biafra land is not for APC. We must make it very, very clear. We must pray. Shiko Kikabiama must forgive me because I'm very, very upset tonight. Very, very angry and very, very disillusioned. But we must pray. The same prayer that David used to pray in times gone by is what I'll pray this evening. And you must listen very carefully. And bow your heads wherever you are. And as you're reflecting on this very prayer that I'm saying, remember those that died for Biafra. Remember those who are still in prison. Remember those who are held incommunicado in detention facilities across Biafra land. Remember the victims of yesterday's assault across South. Remember the victims of today's assault in Nembe, in Brass. We must remember them tonight. All of them. Imagine what they are going through. Imagine what they are suffering. Imagine the pains they are being forced to endure. Put yourself in their position. I remember that I was. Let me call upon Elohim. Chukwu kikabia mapụrụ ihe niile. Onye ike niile dị n'aka ya, nwanne otu onye isi iyi nke ndụ. Onye dị omimi karịcha ihe niile dị omimi. Inweghị mmalite, inweghị ụsọtụ. Edịghị agbanwe site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile ekere eke, mana onweghị onye kere gị. Ọ bụ gị ka anyị ji eme ọnụ wee na-anya isi. Mba niile nke anyị na-abawo ihi gị na nke dị nsọ. Chineke nna n'ụtụtụ na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma. Ọ bụ asụsụ eluigwe ka anyị ji wee na-efe gị, wee na-aja gị mma. Ka ị wee gọzie anyị n'ụzọ pụrụ iche ihe na ụmụ gị nọ na mkpagbu. Mkpagbu karịrị mkpagbu wee dakwasa ndị gị. Ụmụ gị wee na-eri uju wee na-ata ahụhụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka ị wee nụrụ ekpere anyị, ka akwụ ụmụ ogbenye wee metụta gị n'obi n'ihi na ọ bụ gị bụ chi. O nweghị chi ọzọ anyị na-efe wezụga gị. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị nna nke dị nsọ, agbanyeghị ihe ọjọọ niile ndị ọcha buru wee bata n'obodo anyị. Agbanyeghị ya, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị na-akpọku aha nsọ ya, wee na-aja ya mma mgbe niile, na-asị Chineke nna nke ụmụ Izrel, nke ala Biafra bụ otu n'ime ya. Ọ bụ gị onwe gị si n'ogige ọjọọ bụ Ijipt kpọpụta ndị nsọ ebe ha bụ ohu. N'otu aka anyị si na-arịọ gị n'abalị ya, Chineke nna nke ime eluigwe, ka ị wee site n'obodo ekwensu bụ Zoo Naijiria wee wezụga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra. Ụfọdụ n'ime anyị amachaghị ihe ọfụma. Ụfọdụ n'ime anyị si mpaghara mba mmiri amachaghị ihe ọfụma. Ana m ekwu ya ekwusi ya ike mgbe niile. Ha wee hapụ onwe ha, ndị Fulani wee bata wee megherie ha anya. Ha wee hụ ụmụnne ha wee kpọ ha asị. Ihe ọjọọ ka ihe ọjọọ wee dakwasị onye ọbụla. Ndị Igbo wee na-eti mkpu, ndị Ijọ na-eti mkpu, Ibibio wee na-ebe. Anyị na-asị, ọ bụ gịnị mere ụmụnne agaghị anọkọta ọnụ wee gbaa izuzu wee chụpụ ndị Fulani na ndị Yoruba na-agbara ha odibo? Anyị wee na-arịọ gị nna nke dị nsọ, ka ị wee nye anyị amamihe, ka ị wee nye anyị ọgụgụ isi, ka ị wee nye anyị ezi nghọta, ka ịhụnanya gị wee mụbaa n'ebe anyị nọ, nna nke ime eluigwe, biko nu. Site n'okike ekwensu bụ Zoo wee wezụga ndị gị, ka ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra wee wee aṅụrị, ka ị wee tinye anyị ezi mmụọ nke gị n'ime, ka anyị wee gbaba n'okpuru gị, wee zaa atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. N'ihi na oke osimiri uhie hụrụ gị wee tiwaa, ala wee hụ gị wee na-ama jijiji, elu ugwu wee hụ gị wee na-awụgharị ka atụrụ si awụgharị, nna nke dị nsọ. Anyị wee kpọkuo gị, iwe nụrụ ekpere anyị. Ịzọpụtakwa anyị na mgbe mbụ. Chetakwa mgbe ịzọpụtara anyị n'aka ndị Fulani. Ha bịawokwe 300 gara aga n'afọ ka ha bịara na be anyị, ka ha wee memile anyị, nna nke dị nsọ, wee sị na ndị abụọ ụmụ gị na ndị abụọ ụmụ Chineke. Iwe lọrọ anyị ọgụ, wee jide ha wee laa ha n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka isikwa otu a wee mere anyị ọzọ, ka iwe zọpụta anyị, nna nke dị nsọ. Na ndị Fulani abịakwala ọzọ, ndị a na-ebighị ugwu abịakwala ọzọ, ndị na-amaghị abịakwala ọzọ, nna nke ime eluigwe, biko nụ, n'ihi na ọ bụ arụsị ka ha na-efe. Eluigwe n'ụwa ga-ama jijiji na Biafra ga-abịarịrị. O nweghị ihe mmadụ dị ndụ pụrụ ime wee gbasara ya, n'ihi na ọ bụghị ka anyị ji ọmụ ọnụ wee gị wee na-anya isi. Anyị wee were ụmụ gị wee na-enyefe gị n'aka n'abalị ya, nna nke dị ngọzi. Sị gị lekwa ndị nọ n'ụlọ nga, ndị nọ n'ụlọ mkpọrọ, ndị nwe ezinụlọ, onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke igwe, biko nụ, cheta ha. Ka ude nke anyị na-asụ wee bịa n'iru gị, ka amara gị wee jupụta oke n'ime ndụ anyị, ka anyị wee bụrụ ndị ga-enwere onwe ha na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ. Nna nke ebere, biko na anya meghị onye ọzọ ma ọ bụghị na nne gị. Ụwa niile na-ege ihe anyị na-ekwu, akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka ụwa niile na-ege n'abalị a. Anyị dị ka ndị agbara ọtọ, nna nke ebere, o nweghị ihe ọbụla ka anyị na-ezo ezo. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka i wee mere anyị amara, ka i wee nye anyị ezi ọgụgụ isi, ka i wee nye anyị amamihe, ka i wee nye anyị ezi nghọta nke pụrụ iche, ka anyị nwee ike wee hụ ụmụ ekwensu n'ime anyị wee kọta ndị ha bụ, wee si n'ọchịchị wee wezụga ndị dị etu a tupu ha wee lee onye ọbụla n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka i wee nara otuto na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma, wee nara mbuli elu niile. Onye ọ bụla anyị ya na-achị, Chineke nna nke usu niile nke ndị agha, ugbu a ma ruo mgbe niile ebighị ka anyị na-arịọ gị. Ise, ise, ise. I make no apologies about that. I pray in the language of heaven. If you are privileged to be standing in front of the throne of the Almighty Creator of the heavens and the earth, this is the same language they'll be speaking. So you must pardon me because I have to call upon Chukwukika Abiyama before we go any further. There are a lot of things for us to touch upon this very evening, but the most pressing one is the military siege happening all in and around the water. But before I go into that, we will start from Anambra State so that you understand it. If you have a piece of paper and a pen, please go and get one. We are going to sequentially follow all the events and all the happenings for the world to understand how deadly these men are, for them to understand what a mess we are in. Very, very important. We appreciate this. Some of you do not know this, but I'm telling you tonight that the governor of Anambra said that I warned some of you never ever to vote for. Many years ago, or should I say, barely 2 years ago, when they decided to go and bring Obiano back into office. I warned people then, the same way that I'm warning all of you tonight, that if you allow Okezi Ikpeazu to return to office, if you allow Dave Umahi to return to office, if you make the mistake, the catastrophic mistake of allowing APC into Imo State, or allowing that church rat that calls himself Okorocha's son-in-law, I don't know what he is, or whatever they call him. I don't want to dignify him by mentioning his name on the very hallowed platform of Radio Biafra. If you make the calamitous mistake of allowing Uche Nwosu or APC to get close to the office of the governor of Imo State, then we are gone. We are finished. You cannot and will not vote for these people, or else you will regret it. And when you start regretting it, I will tell you, I told you so. I told you so. This evening we must pay very close and particular attention to what Obiano is doing in Anambra State. We are coming to Iguacha and the military occupation of our land, and what Okezi Ikpeazu has been doing, and the names of those he's been using to rig and stuff ballot boxes before tomorrow. We know all of them. And those that he bought guns for, we know. They shared the guns today. This is happening in Abia. People don't know what is happening. Our docility and our stupidity have over the years emboldened these criminals in political office to do as they please, to cut whatever deal they like. When I used to warn you people that these men are unreliable, you never believed me. If somebody can tell you that Ifeanyi Ubah of YPP can go to Lagos to be campaigning for the same group of people that threatened to kill every Igbo person in Lagos, you wouldn't believe it. But that's exactly what they did. Another ridiculous, or should I say foolish faction of the already hopeless Ohanaeze is in Lagos, endorsing people that stopped us from voting during the presidential elections. That is how stupid, that is how hopeless, that is how counterproductive our extreme form of individualism has become. We have become so selfish and so individualistic that what matters to us is only about ourselves and our family. The rest of the people can go to hell. That is why somebody who calls himself an Ohanaeze chieftain, that is why somebody who calls himself a representative of the people, albeit newly elected, can go to Lagos and be whining and dining with the same people that said they will kill us, the same people that burnt our votes in Lagos, the same people that disenfranchised us in Lagos. These are those they are hobnobbing with. What does that tell you about who you are? Do you see why I insult them? Do you see how foolish they are? The same people disenfranchising you, the same people killing you, the same people tormenting you in Lagos, and now those you have gone to campaign for, to ask Biafrans in Lagos, Igbo people in particular, to vote for them. Tonight's program should be an eye-opener for everybody. Especially those that say, oh, I'm from South, I'm Niger Delta. I want to expose your stupidity and your crass idiocy tonight, so you understand it. Because if you don't know, let me tell you one thing. That is why we have always stood on Biafra. It is not about oil. It is not about gas. It is about survival of a race. It is about the survival of Biafra as a nation, as a people. After tonight, I don't think all that Niger Delta nonsense will continue anymore, because they have proven to you that we are all Biafrans. They treat us the same. They stormed my house. They tried to kill me. I survived it. Nobody said anything. Some idiots from the so-called South, we are talking rubbish. Because your hatred for yourself cannot allow you to see very clearly. Because you kept quiet. They have now gone to Ateke Tom's house and done exactly the same thing. Because we are foolish. We are very, very foolish. I survived an assassination attempt. Some Igbo people said, I am a coward because I'm alive. And that got me thinking. So that means anywhere there is a fatal motor accident, if you survive the accident, you're a coward because you should have been in the car and died in that very accident to show that you're a hero. Do you see how stupid they are? Do you see how foolish they are? They don't know history because they are devoid of decent education. The person that got independence for America is called George Washington. He was arrested by the British and he escaped. Today, all of you are keen for US visa without even knowing the history. So George Washington is a coward for being alive to get independence for USA. Do you see how foolish black people are? They go to school, you teach them A, B, C, D to Z. Ask them to recite it. They start from W. Ask them to start from A, they cannot. Because they are not, their brain is not correct. So Ateke Tom is a coward for surviving that horrendous attack on his house. Do you see how foolish some of you, I won't say Biafrans, because no Biafran will ever reason that way. Some of you Fulani fathered bastards in Biafra land. Natural traitors and saboteurs. You will all die disgracefully. All of you. Let us go to Anambra and comments from there this very evening. If you're joining us, this is a live presentation. We are live. And the time now is approximately 25 minutes past 8 p.m. in the evening, 25 past 8 in the evening, London time. Understand this this is a live presentation, it's not a recording. Obiano has entered into a secret pact with Jubril. I'm coming to Jubril. I've not finished the expose. I'm coming back to Jubril. In the next 7 to 8 days, I will return to the matter of Jubril. Because I cannot expose him. Black people are daft by nature. But I am here to educate them and I will do so. Obiano has entered into a secret pact with Jubril. Remember when Obiano went to Asorok and removed his cap for Jubril and bowed down before a badly educated Sudanese actor because he wanted to continue in office. The same template is what they are going to use tomorrow. If they can rig Obiano into office, all the other contestants, be them in PDP, in UPP, in whatever party it was, they all kept quiet because they did not want IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu to take the glory that Anambra elections was successfully boycotted. They didn't want it. That the boycott was effective. No, they didn't want it. They all kept quiet. Anything we can do to bring shame to IPOB. Because they capitulated under the force of Jubril al-Sudani and the Asorok cabal led by Abba Kyari. The same template will be rolled out tomorrow across the length and breadth. Every state in Biafra land will witness the same thing that happened in Anambra State. And what is that? Obiano went to Jubril and pleaded with Jubril and the Fulani Caliphate to allow him to be returned to power as Anambra governor for the second term. And in return, he will be a loyal servant of the caliphate in our land. I warned about this very problem. People did not listen. They said it's our right. We have to vote. We have PVC. Let us try and vote and get somebody in. Where are we today? Look at what Obiano is doing. Obiano has gone into a secret pact with Jubril. And they have now given them a massive portion of land situated in the exact portion where oil was discovered in commercial quantities in Anambra State. I repeat. Some of you don't know that I'm giving you a secret that you don't know. And I'm asking you to research it tonight, and tomorrow morning you'll find out it's the truth. Obiano has given, you know, in Anambra, let me say this to all of you. The whole of Biafra land is filled with oil and gas, up to Ebony. There was a survey done when Chukwu Akadibo was the Senate president. The whole of our land is filled with hydrocarbon. I said everywhere, including Ebony. Everywhere. We are blessed. Not just blessed under the ground, but blessed with the brain as well. You know the white matter in your skull. More than any other race in Africa, bar none. We are the best. We are the most intelligent. Go and ask anybody and they will tell you. That is why there is conspiracy against Biafra. You don't know what they tell me when I go to see them. One day, I will reveal all to you. Obiano has now given the portion of land where oil was found in commercial quantity in Anambra State to Miyetti Allah and to Jubril. This agreement has been signed, confirmed beyond doubt. And I will tell you the location tonight, in case you're doubting me, so tomorrow morning you can go and find out for yourself. The location is in Anambra East local government. Anambra East. These people also, that is Obiano, has budgeted 3 billion naira. 3 billion for the election that is happening tomorrow into the State House of Assembly. Because we said we need people who can go to Anambra State House of Assembly to impeach Obiano. So he budgeted 3 billion for the election. And he has been sharing 100 million naira per constituency. This is money stolen from Anambra government treasury for years to ensure that he wins election at all cost and by every means available to them. And if you go to Anambra now, there are strange, I don't know if I can call them policemen or paramilitary, I don't know where they come from. Their lips are padlocked. Go to Anambra, you see them deployed to the state. And they have intensified the arrest. Our attention have now been shifted to Ugwacha and the coastal regions of Biafra. But evil and abomination is taking place in Anambra State under the same Obiano of Mpo, infamy. The same man that slaughtered us. Now, I want to ask our people this question. Those of you sometimes, one or two of you, still supporting all these murderers like Obiano that asked Fulani people to kill us, we Biafrans. Do you have any conscience at all? The day that Miyetti Allah, that is Fulani headsmen, the day they will attack your village, which will happen eventually, write it down as I speak, you write it down on a piece of paper. The day they will attack your village, you will be looking for IPOB to come and rescue you. That same IPOB that you're hoping upon, a sitting governor, in fact, all of them put together, Obiano, Umahi, Ibazu, Ugwani, and Aboga Wasa, that is now living in Imo State. They conspired to kill your brothers, your sisters. The same Okorocha locked up our mothers in Imo State. He now went and brought his son-in-law. Obiano is busy, not only killing us, giving our land the same place that, because what they're now going to do is once they give it to Mietiala and they begin to drill oil there, they will say the royalties will go to Mietiala because they own the land. So you don't know that? Man had got a bottle in Anambra State and it's over for us. Some of you must be able to understand and appreciate the gravity of the damage these people are doing to us. But some of you are so blind that you cannot see. That is Anambra and Obiano and those of you that support him. All of them are looking for who will be the best Fulani slave amongst all of them. So they are begging Jubril and the cabal, please make us governor. Anything you want, we'll do for you. Look at the Fulanization of Ebonyi. What is happening in Ebonyi? You will weep. Go to Ebonyi and see what is happening. Look at how they have saturated our land with roadblock after roadblock, checkpoint after checkpoint, and there is no war going on. Who is inviting them? Who is the chief security officer of each state in Biafra land? Yes, let us focus on the southeast. They are your so-called Igbo men and Igbo whatever thing rubbish you call them. How many, I repeat, how many Fulani governors ever invited the army to kill their people? How many Fulani governors? The answer is none. That is that one for you. We are heading all the way south to the coastal area of Biafra land. That's where we're heading to. But we are coming. Before we get there, let us stop at Imo State on our way down to Iguacha. Let me tell you what is happening in Olu Zone. You know, they have taken the art of rigging to a new level because they can do whatever thing they like to you. They know you are not going to complain. They know you don't have the liver to complain. Nobody can. And when IPOB does, your jealousy won't allow you to see clearly. But tonight, I will force you to see clearly. In Olu Zone, only yesterday, there is a political party called Action Alliance. Action Alliance is the illegitimate offspring of APC. Illegitimate in the sense that they use it to confuse people. But Action Alliance and APC, they are one and the same. And this Action Alliance is even more dangerous than Hope Uzodinma's faction of APC. Very, very deadly. Action Alliance in Imo State, very, very deadly. You know, they were boasting that they were the ones that rigged the election to give Jubril 25% of the vote. Do you know that? That is the party of Uche Nwosu, Okorocha's son-in-law, the new Sultan in waiting of Imo State. And sometimes I keep wondering, is it the same Imo people of Njemanze? The same Imo State that don't tolerate rubbish or nonsense from anybody?